Hey everybody, this is John Zakari, and in this video I'm going to be running down all of the big Nintendo news that came out of E3 this year, mostly focusing on exclusives. There's a ton of stuff to go over, so I'm just going to jump right into it.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause.
The first game shown was Pokemon X and Y for the 3DS. Here, players were given a glimpse at the new Kalos region, as well as some of the new Pokemon that reside there. We also got a glimpse at the new starter Pokemon, and it seems like every time I'm introduced to a new set of starters, there's always one that just stands out from the others. We also saw that there's a new type of Pokemon coming to X and Y, Fairy. Fairy type will be strong against Dragon type, and not only will this category feature Pokemon from the new games, but Pokemon from previous generations will also be ushered in. A brand new game mechanic was also unveiled, which allows players to bond with their Pokemon. Honestly, I found this new mechanic a bit odd and at times creepy. You can have your Pokemon open their mouths for you on October 12th. Next up was the new 3D Mario game, Super Mario 3D World. I saw that some people are disappointed that this isn't going to be more of an open world Mario game like the Galaxy games or Sunshine, but personally I enjoy these more direct level-based Mario games as there really isn't any break in the action. Mario gets a new power-up in this game, which is a catsuit that gives him a unique running animation and climbing abilities. On top of all that, he also gets new attacks with this suit. And the big hype to come out of this Mario reveal is that it's going to be the first 3D Mario game to offer 4-player mode. My interest in this game really peaked during the 4-player reveal, as my favorite part of the new Super Mario Bros. Games is playing with friends and trolling them. For this reason, I got even more excited about this game while watching its developer direct. There, it was explained that this new Mario will feature even more competitive elements, such as a score breakdown at the end of each level. This game will also implement some interesting gamepad features that will allow players to find secrets and move around the camera. Luckily, Mario fans only have to wait till December to get their hands on this game, and soon we'll have new Super Luigi U to hold us over. Aw yeah, now we're getting serious. Mario Kart 8 just looked amazing. I've been waiting so long to see Mario Kart in full HD, and I have to say the wait was totally worth it. And this isn't just the same old Mario Kart either. Nintendo's really mixing things up here by not only bringing back motorcycles and allowing you to drive underwater, but if that's all still too mainstream for you, race on the wall or upside down. In the developer direct for Mario Kart 8, the game's producer gave some further details about the game's online community aspects, discussing how the game will not only have a Miiverse and feature online play, but players will also be able to upload videos of their past races to share with their friends. On top of that, he also provided some deep insight into the early stages of the game's development.
We said to ourselves, the last game was Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8 would be perfect as a title.
It was also mentioned in the developer's direct that players will be able to use the controller options for Mario Kart Wii, such as the Wiimote and Nunchuck or the Wii Wheel, with Mario Kart 8. It was reaffirming to know that once this game comes out, I can dig out my old Wii wheels and drunken Mario Kart tournaments can recommence. Spring 2014 has never felt so far away. Wii Party U is also a game that exists. It looks like Mario Party, but with less fun. One of the Nintendo titles that was probably the most surprising was Art Academy. Now this might not interest an artistically challenged person like myself, but there's no questioning there are a ton of people who enjoy drawing with the gamepad. In fact, when I first started seeing some of the gamepad artwork that was being posted to the Miiverse, I thought it was fake, maybe made by Nintendo or something, because I thought there was no way so many people could make such awesome images with just a gamepad. But apparently these awesome works of art also surprised Nintendo, and this is their way of giving these artists more tools to play with. While I'm not personally someone who can use these things, I'm still excited to see what others come up with. E3 2013 was great for indie games, and Nintendo showed that they are in full support of this genre, as during the E3 Direct they showcased a montage of numerous indie titles that we can expect to see soon on the eShop. Some of these games I didn't even know existed until this point, and I wasn't aware that many of the ones I was already excited for were in fact coming to Wii U, so this was pretty informative for me. I'm mostly excited to get my hands on Shovel Knight and the Oddworld remake New and Tasty. I've gotta say I was kinda disappointed that we didn't see anything on the new Wii U Zelda game, but it was nice to get some actual gameplay of Wind Waker in HD. The game's unique art style seems to significantly benefit from this HD upgrade, as the colors just really pop. And this isn't going to be just another HD port either, as new gameplay elements were also discussed. A revised version of the Tingle Tuner will allow assisted play for the Wii U version, and players can now write messages in a bottle that will appear on the shores of other people's games. These messages can include text, as well as screenshots. So get ready to explore the Great Sea once again in October. Now, one of the big questions on every Nintendo fan's mind going into this year's E3 was, what is Retro's new game? After doing such a great job with Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, speculation has been running rampant on what series they're going to work on next. I know many people were hoping for a new Metroid game, whereas I myself was hoping for a Star Fox game. So after all the waiting and all the speculation, what did they decide to do? Another Donkey Kong game. Now, I know this wasn't what most of us were hoping for, but hey, the game looks great. We get to once again play as Dixie Kong, as well as one other playable character that is yet to be announced. And I'm really interested to see what kind of gameplay elements and level designs come out of this tropical freeze theme. Plus, since the team at Retro has gone directly from one Donkey Kong game to another, they were probably able to shorten the development time on this second title, and I assume that's a large reason why this game will be ready in November. Now, for those of you who feel like you can't wait until the holiday season to get your hands on a lot of these games I've been talking about, the Wii U still has two really strong titles that are launching before then. There's Pikmin 3, which is coming out in August, and The Wonderful 101, which is coming in September. Now, the Pikmin series isn't something I've ever really gotten into. I don't know if it's the gameplay or the pacing, but something about it just never really clicked for me. So to be honest, I haven't really been following this game at all, but after watching the game's developer direct with Miyamoto, I'm actually kinda interested. First off, this game still has a day and night cycle. Enemies are more dangerous at night, but you have an unlimited amount of in-game days to complete the game, so you can feel free to play the game at your own pace. Pikmin 3 seems to also be taking full advantage of the Wii U's gamepad, by making things like exploring the environment and selecting Pikmin easier. Miyamoto also explained that there are two other modes aside from the story mode in Pikmin 3. There's Mission Mode, which is sort of like a challenge mode, in which the player will have to do things like defeat a boss or collect a certain amount of fruit in a set period of time. And at the end of completing each of these stages, you're given a score. Now, the other mode, called Bingo Mode, is actually a multiplayer mode. The mode pits two players against each other. At the beginning of the match, each player is given a bingo card with a set amount of items on it, and each player must try to collect a full row of objects before the other one does. This mode seems extremely fun, as there are going to be a ton of different strategies that players can utilize to defeat their opponents. For instance, if you feel your opponent is getting the best of you, you can actually focus on prohibiting them from getting the items they need. And while I'm on the subject of Miyamoto and Pikmin, this video with Miyamoto went up shortly after his developer direct, and in my opinion, had one of the funniest moments of E3.
We'll tell.
Don't attack my eye.
Now, The Wonderful 101 is actually a game I've been pretty excited for, as I just love these crazy, chaotic action-type games. At the E3 Direct, we got some more information on how this whole Unite Morph skill works, which is how this group of superheroes combine to perform abilities and attacks. The player actually draws a symbol for the weapon they'd like on the gamepad, and drawing that weapon longer will actually result in more of the heroes coming together to actually make a longer weapon appear in the game. We also saw that there are going to be a wide variety of abilities and upgrades that players can purchase with points earned in-game by completing missions. And if the battles shown in the single-player mode don't look crazy enough, imagine what it's going to be like in multiplayer, where up to 5 players with their own group of superheroes can all play at the same time. We didn't really get much new information outside this trailer for Monolith's new game, but hey, just from this trailer, I know the game's got robots in disguise, as well as giant monsters to fight them with, so I'm already sold.
No one said you could touch.
So as I stated earlier, I love crazy, over-the-top action games, and Bayonetta is no exception. There was a slew of great action games this past generation, especially recently with games like Revengeance, God of War Ascension, and DMC, but my hands-down favorite action game of the past generation was the original Bayonetta. The music, the visuals, the gameplay, the sound effects, I just didn't really have anything to complain about with this game. So obviously, I'm hella stoked for this sequel. I'm glad the series is finding a new home on the Wii U, and perhaps most importantly, it doesn't look like Platinum is pulling any punches with the craziness of the newest installment. I mean, just look at the way this trailer ends. And all of this brings us to the main event. The game that even if you don't like Nintendo, you can't help but want to play. I'm talking, of course, about Smash Brothers. I almost can't put into words how fun these games are. There's just something about the Smash experience that never gets old. The more time you play these games, the more you want to play them. So what I gathered after watching the newest Smash's reveal at E3 was that this game is simply going to continue the legacy that the previous games have already established, and that is exactly what I was looking for. It was also awesome to see that this newest Smash Brothers game is going to see a release on handhelds. On one hand, I think having 2 versions of the game is sweet, and I really think it's cool that the 3DS version is going to have levels that are themed after handheld games, and the Wii U version is going to have levels that are themed after console games. But on the other hand, I don't really like this idea because after seeing both games in action, I know I'm going to have to buy both. And we all know once Smash players realize that there's a new game on the horizon, the rumor wheel starts to spin as to what new characters will be in the game. And oh boy, at E3 were some of those questions answered.
Surprise, motherfucker!
As a character, I felt the villager from Animal Crossing was a little generic, but he seems to have some cool moves, so I feel like he's a welcome addition to the game, but he was definitely not the most famous character that was revealed. Fans have been clamoring for Mega Man to be in Smash Bros. For years now, and his time has finally come. And it looks like a lot of effort and attention to detail is going into this character, as all of his moves and animations are ripped right out of the Mega Man games. He may be the most popular new character coming to Smash Bros., but in my opinion, he still wasn't the biggest surprise.
Keep it up. Let's get fired up. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Feel the burn. Let's tone up those legs. Now, let's try it together. Ready? Back.
all I've got to say about the Wii Fit Trainer coming to Smash Brothers is, did anyone see that one coming? Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. As I stated at the beginning, I pretty much focused on games that are going to be exclusive to Nintendo consoles, but there are still a bunch of third-party multi-platform games coming to the console as well. And these were just my thoughts about what Nintendo brought to E3 this year. I want to know what you guys thought. Which things excited you, and which things left you wanting more? Let me know in the comments. And also, if you have any predictions about the future of these Nintendo games, like perhaps other new characters that may still be announced for Smash Brothers, share those thoughts as well. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.
Ah!